Well, I set up the 75-watt solar panel. You can see up there. It's not pretty, it's just sitting there. It's not all bolted down, but anyway, my batteries were at 11 point, I don't know, 8 or 9, something like that, or 11.5, I think it was. And then I put the solar panel all on, and I see it said it was charging and all, but I checked it with the ohm meter, and it was only at 11.9. And then inside it said 12.2 on my little digital gauge. And now the sun came out and it's at 12.5, and the battery went from fair to good, so it means it's charging pretty good. Yeah, it'll be nice because I've been starting my truck every day to charge the batteries, and I gotta really conserve fuel here. And there it's reading 12.5. It was just at 12.2. Then the sun came out, so she's charging good, and this went from fair to good. So yeah, it should take probably 2 good days to charge it right up, but yeah. Rain was in the forecast, so I decided to put the tarp up, and I had grabbed the wrong one, but this one would have to do. There's Chevelle's old toy. It's called the Chuck It. We haven't played with that thing in, it's got to be 5 years. But she knows what it is. So let's see how smart she is. And I didn't teach her. I didn't just set this whole thing up, so it might take a while. Okay, I guess I got to open the door. Where's your Chuck It? Go and get your Chuck It and bring it here. Come on in here and get your Chuck It. Go get your Chuck It and bring it here. Bring your Chuck It. Let's see how she remembers. Holy man, that dog is so smart. Yeah. I honestly never set that up or anything or staged it. We haven't even played with that toy. It's got to be, it's been a while. It's been a few years, maybe 5 years. And she just found this tennis ball out here. No idea where it came from, but she smelled it. Looks a little weather beaten, eh, Chevelle? Well, we better play with your Chuck It. The Chuck It. They have dogs on TV showing everybody how smart their dog is with different toys and everything. She knows every toy has a name. That's the funny ball, we call that one. And I don't think we ever did name that one. That one's kind of a newer one. But that's called the funny ball. She knows what that means. Okay, Goofy. She's still fast as ever, too. Okay, put it down. Put it down here. Let's see. Go get it. We got a little bit of a limp. It seems to be getting a little better here the more we use it. If she sits down, sits too long, then it gets really bad. Been giving her some milk. I know you're not supposed to give dogs milk, but that works for me and my bones, so we're gonna try it with her. It seems to be working. Bugs are often out in full force when you're out in the mountains. Well, finally we get rain. And is it coming down? That's good. We needed it bad. There'll be no chance of any fire bans or anything after this. Right on. That's what we needed. And I got a hole in one of my vents. Oh no. I might have to go out in this and put something over it. Well, my batteries are right dead in the camper. It wasn't much sun today. So I'm going to charge the battery this way. Who needs a generator when you got a quad? Yeah, charging my cell phone, and well, it was charging my cell phone. Now it's charging the camper. Look, Chevelle. Look, squirrel. He's gonna get your ball. Look. Look, the squirrel's gonna get your ball. Now what? He's gonna get it. See, there's your ball. Right there. There's your ball, and the squirrel's gonna get it. He's gonna get your ball. Hey? What if he gets your ball? Hey, then what? There'll be no balls left. Hey, we'll have to go hunt some squirrels, eh? Yeah, he's gonna get your ball. There it is out there, look. See? Your ball's out there, Chevelle. He's gonna get it. No. Just kidding. Just kidding. Well, did a little more work to the quad and realized I forgot my funnel. I don't usually make funnels, but when I do, I make them out of a milk jug. Chocolate milk jug. Has to be chocolate milk jug or it won't work. That's how it goes, eh, Chevelle? Well, I added a oil temperature sensor and wired it into my gauge. Changed my engine oil. I had a slight little oil leak. And then I decided to head up to the top of the tower road and see if I could get cell phone service. And I found a spot where there was a little orange shirt wrapped around a tree, and that's where the cell phone signal was. Quite a nice spot up there. I was able to check my messages, and then I headed back to camp and cooked up some dinner, and I thought about setting up my hot tub, but that never did happen. Then I sat around the fire and had a few whiskeys and was about to hit the hay, and then I heard a vehicle pull up top. Okay, so what happened here was, I got to bed pretty late, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right? All on my own, and I'm kind of like a down little dead end trail, and all of a sudden I had heard a vehicle kind of up on top of the hill, so I didn't think anything of it, and then I thought I heard a door slam or something going on, so I opened my window and I look and I see this little light coming through the bush. And I'm thinking, like, what the heck's going on here? So I waited a few seconds, and then this light's just bouncing all around through the trees and everything else. And so then it looked like somebody was kind of sneaking up on me, or something, which is basically what the guy was doing. He he was just coming down to see if anybody was in the spot. You can't really tell from up top, and so I went out with my bear spray because I didn't know who this guy was or who it was and what they were doing, and went up and ran into him anyways. And he said, "Ah, sorry, I'm just trying to see if anybody was camped in here." And he said, "Think we'll make it in okay down there?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I think so." And but it's quite a trail. Like if you even if you're an off-road camper and you go down this trail, it's like it's pretty deceiving. It's all muddy and it looks like there's some pretty deep holes, which there basically is, but it's all hard bottom. And if you pick your line right, you can kind of get in there, and maybe without ripping your tanks off. But anyways, he went in there and they ended up camping at the end, and I ended up running into these guys later on. They were a good bunch. I think they were from around Edmonton. Anyway, where they backed their camper in to get in the spot, I couldn't even believe how they got turned around at the end there. It's really, really tight. But yeah, so anyways, here's how it kind of went down.
There you have it, folks. 1:30 a.m. and city slickers are just rolling in. They said, "Think I can make it down this hill, no problem?" I said, "Oh yeah, no worries." And well, I mean, I'm down here, right? But anyway, they're parked at the end, and there's nowhere to go. There's not much room anyway. Well, I shouldn't say that. Me and Johnny and Rob and Steve camped down there. We had 2 big trailers, and a station wagon. So yeah, I guess I'll be fine.
Okay, so the next day we get up, we make breakfast and stuff, and then I decided it's time to start, doing some quadding, and I wanted to head into Ruby Falls, so I decided to leave right from camp. And this trail just leaves from camp, and you cross the river and stuff, and then you get to this spot here. I used to call it the Muddy Way In because this section that you see is just used to be brutal, and actually this is the driest, believe it or not, this is the driest I ever seen it was here. But it used to be really hard to get through, and now it's pretty easy. But still a few little technical spots, and this is just kind of the beginning of our day, and it turned out to be pretty fun.
Well, boy, Chevelle's kind of out of shape because she's got a sore paw and she's almost 12. That's the other thing. I guess 11 and a half. Who knows, maybe other health issues we're not sure of. But anyway, we're going into Ruby Falls the Muddy Way. I've actually never seen it this dry, believe it or not. And yeah, the old brute is working for now. Knock on quad box. Met some guys back there. They're coming this way. They got big rigs, 32-inch tires and everything else. So they shouldn't have any problems. We haven't got stuck yet. My winch is only working one way, so hopefully it works when I need it, because I'm eventually thinking I'm gonna need it. So yeah, Chevelle. Oh, she wants her toy. It's over here. Come down. Anyway, we're gonna continue on in a little bit here. Taking a break. Give Chevelle and the quad a break. Get your water. Yeah, go get your water. She's been drinking muddy water and finally found some good clean mountain water. Well, we're slow going here, but we're making it. I want to build a bypass through all that. The original cut line goes up high here. In fact, I think I'm on it now.
maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know why there's this trail here. Not sure at all. Anyway, we're still ahead of those other guys. They're coming behind us with all the big iron there. We're just putting along. We should have like a little 200cc quad. We don't need this great big monster. But it's getting the job done.
I'm calling this thing a big monster, but I just mean it's like it's a, you know, it's an 800cc, which I guess by today's standards is pretty small, but because they got, I think 1000ccs is the biggest they make now. But it's just too much power for the type of riding I do these days. I just want to explore and go slow. I'm not into like hitting mud holes and mud bog and all that stuff. And this quad is just, it's meant for that kind of stuff. And it doesn't have huge tires. It's only got 27s on it. But, you know, I need like an old little 300 Honda or just something small. That's what I want.
Well, this is the trail that goes over to Tomah Mountain. So a lot of people come from the Cardinal Divide and they go all the way down the road, a long ways, long boring ride, and then they either come to this trail and then spend hours in the mud holes back there and come in through here to Ruby Falls, or they continue on to the main Ruby Falls staging area and they go in that way. And it's kind of it's not that muddy until maybe a little bit towards the end, but it's really rocky and it's not real awesome unless you got real good suspension on your machine. The newer ones aren't too bad, but it was never fun, you know, 10, 15 years ago. So this is the way I always like to come. I go over the divide, I hang a right at Tomah Creek Trail, or Tomah Mountain Trail, I should say. And there's only really, I think, one major muddy spot on this trail. Maybe two. And I always wanted to build a bridge on this one, just to make it that much better. But yeah, we came up here. I remember trying to come up here on the trikes. That was pretty funny. Right through there, that washout. I might fix that right now, actually. I got time. Waiting for some guys coming up behind me there. So yeah, that's the way you do it. You go up to Tomah Mountain Trail, you hang a right, and you'll see this cut line, which will be on your left, and you follow it all the way down till you hit here, and then it's pretty smooth sailing from here in, as far as I remember, from here into Ruby Lakes and Ruby Falls. It's back here that it can be really ugly, but actually right now it's as dry as I've ever seen it. But it can be really bad in the spring and stuff.
So on pretty much every trip I go on, I always try and clear a little bit of trail or fix up the trail if I can. And in this case, that's what I did here. Just filled it in with rock, and hopefully then it'll the following spring it'll hopefully the silt will just go in between those rocks, and you won't even be able to tell there was a rut there. That's the plan anyway. I haven't been back since, so I guess we'll have to go see what it looks like now.
Chevelle's coming for a little drink. Oh, we gotta put the ball down or you can't drink. Get some water? Oh yeah, stir it all up first and then take a drink. You don't want water? Well, we'll wash your ball off then. Coming down this trail, and it was pretty rough, and look at this, somebody blew a jacket. Or is it pants? Blew the jacket right off him. Yeah. Holy cow. It must have been a hell of a trip, eh, Chevelle? We'll pack that garbage out. Let's go. Look who showed up, boys!
Yeah! We put the flag on upside down.
These guys are from freaking Poland. They're Poland? Yeah. There's a trail right back here. It goes right to Poland.
No, it's on the right way. You gotta turn it this way. No, it's not upside down.
Where is my 300 Honda? Well, we're making it, but Chevelle's getting hot and everything else, so we're gonna take a break. Let everybody cool down. Well, we're only 3 kilometers from Ruby Lakes, eh, Chevelle? Yeah, whatever. Just gotta let the old brute cool down and then we're good to go, eh, Chevelle? So yeah, 3 kilometers. We put on 9 kilometers so far. Not much for miles, but lots of technical, very technical riding and places. And we only got stuck once. Seen it all, done it all in 10K, eh, Chevelle? Hang on to your shorts, Chevelle. We're coming down here, coming down the mountain. Trying to get some footage here. We're just about at Ruby Lakes. We're 1.73 kilometers away from Ruby Lakes, so we'll keep on trucking and maybe we'll run into the other guys there. Chevelle's having a hell of a time hanging on here. There's the mountains, we're close. The sun came out, it was a beautiful day. Well, we definitely need a side-by-side because I'll tell you, like riding Moby Dick through the trees. Hey, Chevelle, he's a hell of a hard time here with poor dog. He's got a sore paw and everything. This thing doesn't have power steering, and every time we hit a bump, this thing's trying to smash her in the face, and I gotta be very careful here. Anyway, yeah. Listening to Merle Haggard right now, but I had to interrupt to bring you this special news broadcast. Chevelle and I are still going. Coming down this hill. Rocks everywhere. She's having a hard time hanging on. We definitely use power steering. Hang on, Chevelle. Power steering would make this easy. Thankfully, I put this manual fan switch on here, otherwise we'd be overheating like crazy. Oh, watch yourself. So much jam. Look at these characters. Went for a swim. We made her, folks. Made her to Ruby Lakes. Hey, Chevelle? Chevelle, you going for a swim?
Oh, my goodness, side pockets. I was looking in the freaking breast
So these guys had some really nice side-by-sides, all, done up, lifted up with you know, 30, 32-inch tires, stuff like that. And front and rear backup cameras and a sound system, and the radiators were relocated, and you know, high clearance A-arms. So I was just kind of showing what they look like.
Poor Chevelle's got a limp. There's a recapped in the Jeeps there a couple years ago. Raining out there? Not raining right here. Oh, it's not raining out there anymore.
Stop now.
Chevelle's got a sore paw unless we play ball. Then she's got no sore paw. Put down. Put down.
Way better. Waterfall.
Well, took a shortcut. The other guys went to Ruby Falls, and Chevelle's just crying too much. She's got a sore paw, and it's pretty tough going here. I told those guys, don't wait for me. And they said, oh no, we're gonna come looking for you. I said, do not come looking for me, because I may turn back. I might spend the night. I might break down. Anyway, we're turning back. Hopefully they don't wait for me and get all messed up. I don't think they will. Nice of them to come looking, but this is why I say don't wait for me, because if something ever happens and I break down, then I just spend the night, or I walk out, or whatever. Chevelle's whining and crying like a little baby, and oh yeah, now she's okay though. I think she just wants to play ball. What a goof. Anyway, we're on close to the main Ruby Falls trail. It's down in that valley there. We're gonna head back to camp that way.
So yeah, what I didn't know was it was actually Chevelle's back. I think it's her right leg, and it had this. I don't know if she broke it or what happened, but for a very long time it just started out as a intermittent limp, and she's just so tough, this dog. That it's really hard to tell that anything's ever wrong with her. So I figured this limp would kind of just go away. And it would go for a while where she wouldn't limp much at all, and then it would come back. And well, it turned out being there's this lump on her back leg. I don't know if it's a calcium buildup or if she'd broken it and then it re-healed. I really don't know. And she was old enough that I just knew that we weren't going to be doing a $10,000 or $5,000 operation at the vet. It was really, and I certainly didn't want to have it amputated or anything. It wasn't bothering her that much, but enough that you know, she would pant sometimes at night. It took a while before I even knew where the injury was, and then one day I was laying on the floor and I seen it, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's not her front paw, it's her back one. But this was just kind of at the beginning of it all. Anyways, we take a little shortcut back home. She was kind of whining and crying. It could have been just because she wanted to go and, you know, play. Sometimes she does that when she wants to play ball. Sometimes maybe she does it if she's hurting. Like, she doesn't usually cry when she's hurting, but, you know, maybe that's what this was in this case, looking back.
Well, there's a nice rainbow in the mountains, eh? Oh, we gotta go. Chevelle's paw's sore. We're taking a shortcut back home. Just came down that hill. That's a pretty friggin' steep hill, man. Really steep. Short, but steep. A little bit sketchy. And there's the main trail to Ruby. Rough as hell. quadding thing just doesn't work, eh, Chevelle? Nope. Quad's going for sale after this trip. Up there. Maybe we should go live in them, Chevelle. Well, it's about, I don't know, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, something like that. We made her to, this is the way into South Esk, and that's the way back to camp. Come out at the Ruby Falls staging area. The old brute is working okay. Yeah, so we're gonna take a little break, and poor Chevelle there, she's having a heck of a time. It's just not even fun. Nope, you either gotta start leaving her back at camp or just get a side-by-side. Or both. Yeah, she's just crying away, being high maintenance, you, Chevelle. Yeah, high maintenance. Can barely frickin' walk, but oh, gotta have to have a pee now. Barely walk, but let's play ball. Watch this. Okay, she limps. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty sore. Okay, put it down, Chevelle. Yeah, pretty sore, Dad. Oh, that leg of mine, I can barely walk on it. Okay, give me that ball. Hey. Yeah, now watch this. Oh, she's actually going kind of slow there. Anyway, well, we put on 23 kilometers, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you're riding in this country, it's a big enough ride. Wouldn't be bad without the dog for sure, but it's just so bumpy and rocky, and there's all kinds of obstacles. It never ends. Then you get on a trail like this where it's like a highway. Yeah, they pushed all these trails in, I think in the 60s, 50s or 60s, looking for coal and oil and gas and everything else. And boy, they sure made some pretty awesome quadding back in here. I had to walk out of Ruby Falls in, it was in March of 2008, I think it was. And anyhow, I walked out and I knew the country a little bit. I had been here a few times, but it was only, you know, every 3 years or 4 years even. And anyways, I was following vehicle tracks because I knew the beaten path was the way out. And I actually walked down this trail. It was pitch black, and all I had was this tiny little light that the batteries were dead. I could just turn the light on every few, you know, every couple minutes, whatever, I'd throw the light on. And anyhow, I actually started walking up this trail. And I started walking, and I think I got right to about where this fire pit was, but it was all covered in snow. And then I just realized, hey, this is the wrong way. This is the way into South Esk. So I would have been walking straight into the mountains, the opposite way of the way I wanted to go. So then I figured it out, and I actually crossed the river here and found the trail somewhere over. It's somewhere over there. I don't even know where it is, but yeah, so quite the experience. You don't want to get lost out here and spend a whole lot of time bit eroded there. Well, I remember I came to this spot and I cleared these branches off that time I walked out of Ruby Falls, and I remember taking a break. This was the first break I took all the way from Ruby Falls to here. And I remember clearing all these branches off so I could sit down. Well, not all of them, but looks like the quads have been crossing here now. But yeah, I snapped all these branches off and had a little rest stop. Yep. Surprised I didn't carve my name in here somewhere. But anyway, we're heading back out. Yeah, this is eroded pretty bad here.
So this is what's left of the old original Jeep bridge. I think the Edmonton Jeep Club or somebody like that built that thing back in, I think it was the early 90s. They had some Jeep jamborees out here, and they built this this bridge, I believe, for that, because just to the right used to be kind of like a beaver dam. It was pretty deep in there, I guess. And anyways, the bridge was intact for quite a few years, and then it just slowly fell apart. And I worked with a guy at the mine. He worked as a conservation officer, and I guess he went in there, and one day he just walked down to see where this water was held up and stuck the shovel in, and he said half hour later it was the hole was completely drained. Well, we headed back to towards the Ruby Falls trailhead, and it was pretty uneventful. And when we got there, we had one deeper river crossing, and then from there it was about 5 kilometers on the road back to camp. And yeah, we got there and just sat around the fire and took it easy, and then the next day the other fellas were leaving to head back to the city.
Making the big climb out. Looks pretty easy so far. I rocked the road in a bit.
By rocking in the road, I just mean there's a mud hole just above, just ahead of where he's going up with his camper right now, and I went and stuck a bunch of rocks in there just so people wouldn't sink out of sight.
There we go. Oh, you dropped down quite a bit on the one side. Like nothing. And she's definitely a good pull out of there. July of 2017. Made her no problem. That's good to know. Right on.
Okay, so that's it for part 3. In part 4, we do some fly fishing. We do some more quadding in the backcountry, and then we head into Catamount, see if we can get some supplies. We're running really low on supplies and propane, and so we take a drive down there, and we continue on with this camping trip. So stay tuned for part 4.